Hello friends and welcome. Today I'm here to talk to you all about my Harlequin anticipated reads for November of 2018. I love talking about these anticipated reads every month, especially the ones for Harlequin, and sharing some of the books that are really standing out to me in the different imprints that Harlequin puts out every month. So I have a number of books here to talk about, so let's get started. But first of all, before I do that, I just want to let you guys know, remind you if you will, because I do these videos every month, but I am always looking for you guys to vote. So please put in the comments below which one of these books sounds the best to you, and I will be picking it up to read in November. So to start off with, let's go with A Harlequin Desire, and that is A Christmas Temptation by Karen Booth. This is a story about a woman who's an heiress, and she refuses to sell off part of the family fortune or part of the family estate. And the gentleman who wants to purchase it, she has a history with him. I guess they spent a night together kind of idea. And this one takes place in New York City over Christmas time, and they get snowed in together. So of course, you know, the story's going to go from there. Sounds really cute. That cover is just gorgeous. And this one sounds like it's going to be a really fun read. Next is A Harlequin Heartwarming, and we have Rescued by the Firefighter by Catherine Langdon, I believe. And this is book number 10 on the Shores of Indian Lake series. So this one is about a woman who is saved from a fire, obviously by a firefighter. So of course she's absolutely grateful to him, and they kind of strike a friendship up and things like that. And then I guess the report on the fire is shown in bad light to the children's camp that she runs, and it could potentially shut this camp down. So the story kind of revolves around that aspect, and it sounded very, very interesting. A really neat premise, and it's about a firefighter. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with a good firefighter. So yeah, so this one sounds really good too. For the Harlequin Historical this month, I picked the Other Anthology. I think I mentioned last month, around the holidays, Harlequin always does like 2 anthologies for the historical line. One is typically a Western anthology, and that's the one I talked about last month. This month is the Regency Anthology. So essentially what these are 3 short stories that take place at the holidays, all set in the Regency period. I'm not too sure what all the little individual stories are about, but this sounds really good, and it is called Convenient Christmas Brides, and it's by Louise Allen, Carla Kelly, and Laurie Benson. All 3 authors are really super fantastic. This one looks really, really cute. Like I said, I love Christmas anthologies. I love historical Christmas anthologies even more so. So this one is definitely on my radar to read. The next one is A Harlequin Intrigue, and I have to admit, it was the title of this book that really drew me in at first, and it's called The Girl Who Wouldn't Stay Dead by Cassie Miles. So this is about a woman who should have been dead, but her best friend intervened at the last minute, and there's someone after her who doesn't want her to inherit her deceased husband's estate in Aspen, Colorado. So the family lawyer, who's an old friend of the family, he comes in to kind of help her, and a relationship blossoms between the 2 of them. But like I said, the story itself sounds really good, but it was the title of this book that absolutely grabbed me. Cassie Miles is a great, great author, and yeah, another one I'm absolutely looking forward to. Next up, we have A Harlequin Romance, and this is Their Christmas Miracle by Barbara Wallace. This one sounds really interesting. It's about a woman who went missing, and she is located in a very remote Scottish village, like a small little Scottish village, and she has amnesia. So her husband brings her home, but she doesn't have any memory of him or of their daughter. So it takes place over the holidays, and of course, him trying to get her to remember again. It just sounds like an absolutely adorable Christmas story and a really neat premise, and I think it will be a lot of fun. Next, A Harlequin Romantic Suspense, and this one is Coltons Christmas Cop by Karen Whiddon. This is book number 11 in the Coltons of Red Ridge series, and this is about a woman who, in order to help her family, her family's company, she's going to actually marry someone she doesn't love. So it sounds like an alliance between 2 families to, you know, grow a company, that kind of a business deal. But then before she can even get married, her life has been threatened. And a police officer who's an old friend of hers comes to help her. So I guess she develops feelings for him, and, you know, she's still engaged to this other guy. So it sounds really good. It talks about on the back of the book how the cop is assisted by his canine companion, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I love the cover of this one, and again, it's a Christmas story. I love Christmas stories. I try not to pick favorite books personally, and I like to let you guys, you know, kind of vote on them. But if I had to pick a favorite out of all the ones I'm going to mention, it would definitely be this one for this month, and that is a Harlequin special edition, and this is the Mavericks Christmas to Remember by Christy Jeffries. This is book number 5 in the Montana Mavericks, The Lonely Hearts Ranch book. And it's about a woman who has a fall from a ladder and gets amnesia. It seems to be a common theme this month. But anyway, when she kind of comes to after falling, she points to this guy who she's never met in her life, and she's like, "You're my boyfriend." You know, she totally believes that this is the guy that she's been dating. So he decides to kind of go along with it and stuff like that. Well, then they start to develop feelings for each other. It sounds absolutely adorable, and I kind of like the fact that it's a slight twist. Not that, like in the other book, how the husband is trying to get his wife to remember, whereas in this fact that these two people have never actually met. And, you know, I'm so interested to see what will happen when she gets her memory back. It sounds really adorable. Christmas story. I love the cover. I'm looking at this cover, and as a knitter, I'm looking at her hat and her adorable sweater. I'm like, I wonder what the pattern is for that. But absolutely adorable. It sounds like a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to reading this one. I might have to pick it up regardless of what you guys pick for me anyway. So the next one is a love-inspired novel, and this is The Twins Family Christmas by Tobin McClain, book number 2 in the Redemption Ranch series. This is about a man who's a pastor, and he is the father of 2 twin girls. And this Army veteran, a woman by the name of Lily, shows up, and I guess, you know, she has some things to tell him, and she's harboring, though, a secret about his deceased wife. And she's afraid to tell him what it is because it sounds like it's going to kind of not necessarily ruin the image that he had of her, but he might then start to think differently of his wife. So it sounds really good, a very heartwarming story. You know, Love Inspired does the Christmas books right. They really, really draw on the magic and the reason for the season, if you will, and I really do enjoy them, even though that might not be my personal religious affiliation, but I really, really do enjoy them because they are so heartwarming and filled with so much love and that whole Christmas miracle spirit. And the last book I want to talk about is a love-inspired suspense. And I have to admit, it was a toss-up between this one and another one of the ones I was looking at, but this one won out because it does take place in Canada. It takes place in British Columbia, and it's called Christmas Under Fire by Carl. This is book number 3 in the Mountie Brotherhood series. So this focuses on the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And this is about a woman whose life has been threatened, and an RCMP officer, or a Mountie, is going to protect her. And it takes place over the holidays, and again, it takes place in, I think, in northern British Columbia. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be really good, and that's why I had to add it to this list. So anyway, guys, there are all the books that I have picked out for from the Harlequin imprints coming out in November. Please do let me know in the comments below which one you think I should read. I know oftentimes a lot of you guys are reading these with me. You'll pick them up as well, and you'll read them in the same month that I will. So if there's one that you're super excited about reading, let me know that as well. And in a few weeks, it probably won't be until like the first week of November, I will let you guys know exactly which book it was that I picked. And until my next video, guys, take care and happy reading. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys. See ya.